the Pitch Perfect Pod.
Yay! It's been so long. I've been so excited, like, all day to just sit down and hang out with you. It's been way too long.
It has been, honestly. It's kind of refreshing to be sitting here and chatting to you and not having to look over to my left and watching a game. Not that we don't love games, of course. We are a Flesh and Blood podcast, but, you know, friendship
Yeah, of
matters too.
course.
A
Yeah.
little bit less professional.
How have you been? I feel like so much has happened. We're not going to be able to cover it all in today's episode, so we'll mainly just be like catching up on recent stuff.
Yeah.
But how are you?
Yeah, no, things are good. You know, we're kind of in a Flesh and Blood off season now, I guess. You know, after all of the competitive scenes we have, like the next thing coming up, I think for me is Skirmish. I want to say, like, then it's the last Blitz Skirmish, so I guess I will make an effort to build a Blitz deck, because you know it's the last time we'll get to play it in a competitive setting, at least for the indefinite future. But otherwise, things are okay. Just kind of moving along. Been obviously doing a lot of editing for the league, and just
Yeah.
trying to stay afloat. Yeah. I don't know. It feels like things have been busy, but I couldn't tell you why. But have been enjoying like time doing other things as well. Like while we're waiting for the next competitive Flesh and Blood season. So taking this time to do other activities, be it card games or spending time making adult friendships and maintaining them. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
I think, yeah, same. I've been really busy, you know, since the last time we recorded. We did the league. The league is almost wrapped up. It's so silly. It wrapped up a while ago, and then, like, I, like, edited all the games in, like, 1 week and kind of, like, burnt out super hard from that. And so then since then it's like actually adding the commentary, it's been a slow process. And I also feel, you know, I moved, I started a new job, I've done a lot of traveling. I've been out of town the last 4 or 5 weekends in a row. It's just been like a lot. Like you said, like things feel really busy and I couldn't tell you why, but maybe I just listed all the reasons. I think on top of that, I think we've also just been like, we've been sleepy, I think. You
Yeah.
know, I feel like we've been Wait, it's currently 6:20 p.m. here where I live. And I was just telling Kiki that, like, before this, you know, my boyfriend today asked me, like, what are you doing? What are you doing tonight? And I was like, oh, I'm recording an episode of Pitch Perfect with Kiki. And he was like, well, what are you doing after that? And I'm like, I'm going to sleep. What time are you recording? 6 p.m. But it'll take an hour. It's like, it's a little bit pathetic how much I've been sleeping lately. But we need it. And like yesterday, you texted me and you were like, oh, I sat down on the couch last night and just woke up and it's the next day. I have no recollection of going to bed. We need it though.
No, for sure. I mean, like, most of our viewers, I imagine, are in North America where you're approaching winter and it's hella cold. And that is not the case for me down here. I am currently sweating and I'm not doing anything. Literally just sitting down. And I turned the air conditioner off so it wouldn't interrupt with the sounds of our beautiful voices. Welcome. But honestly, it's so hot here, and I did mention to you that I've been sleeping in like 1 hour increments most nights because it's just too absurdly warm right now. I feel like I'm on a tropical island almost, like it's so hot and muggy, and it sounds so pleasant for most people. And as somebody who was born in Southeast Asia and should be used to this, I'm very much not. Like, give me winter like 11 months of the year and I'll be okay. I can do a month of summer and I'll live through that, and then I'll be happily in winter again. Is my ideal.
I would love if every day was 82 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like 28 degrees Celsius. That's like my perfect weather. I love the warm. Oh, I just hit myself in the face. I love the warmth. Like, I cannot stand the cold. It's freezing. The job that I work, I'm outside all day. So I just get home every day. I've gone home this past week, and it's like I take a hot shower just to kind of like regulate my body temperature, almost like I just need to like warm myself. And then I just have been eating nothing but soup, different soups every day. I love, like, that's the only enjoyable part of winter, is making a soup every day. Gosh, I just hate the cold. I hate it so much. Anyway, but I'm sorry that you hate the warmth and you're not sleeping because of it.
Yeah, but I'm not exactly known for sleeping. Like, that is, let's be real. Like,
No.
even under ideal sleeping conditions for me, like, it's still not my usual thing. But at least, like, that is consistent. It's usually not, like, it's a block of 3 to 4 hours as opposed to on and off again. This is a weird tangent.
Weird tangent. But so to bring us back to other big things that have happened since we took our hiatus, at least a hiatus from this filming of the podcast, we received a content creator grant, which of course we acknowledged on our socials, but we really haven't had the opportunity to acknowledge here on this platform.
Yeah, no, super exciting. Like, really thankful that we have it, obviously. It shows that people have interest, and not just interest, but like believe in what we do. Obviously, like the league and stuff, and also like showcasing our spotlighting on minority members in our community as well. So, like, we, of the recipients, we weren't the biggest group or individuals, like, in terms of like sheer subscriber numbers. Like, we're kind of small, but the people that we affect and those that we're doing it for, obviously we mean a bunch to them. So thank you to everyone who loves what we do, enjoys what we do. If you're playing it at work while it's quiet, Deb, or you see some of your favorites or your friends show up on here, so we appreciate you all. Just quick shout, I guess that's our weekly shout out this time.
Yeah, weekly shout out to all of you. I think our podcast is like the definition of like small but mighty, Like, yeah, so super cool to receive the creator grant. We haven't used it yet, but we have plans for it, and we will be using it.
Yeah.
We need to, like, amongst the many things, we need to get on top of that. But that's what we're doing right now. We're back. We're getting on top of it. We're doing it.
We're getting back into the motions of this,
Yeah, the league, it takes us out every year. I love it, but it
yeah. Frequently we're like, we need to figure out how we can do this better, how we can involve more people, and then we don't.
Yeah, well, I feel like by the time that I've like fully like recovered from the burnout, it's like time to do it again.
Yeah.
There's like not enough time to like be not burnt out and be able to just kind of like sit down and break it down and be like, okay, how can we improve? How can we take some of this responsibilities and stress off of us? Just because, we've said it before, I think, like, it's just the two of us doing everything for the league. Running it, organizing it, communicating with players, editing, posting, making graphics, and it's just a lot to maintain daily. So yeah, but it's okay. We're doing it.
So, Melody, if you ever want to come back, you just come along.
People. Yeah. So, I guess moving on from that,
A fairly big event happened recently,
a
I'd say.
fairly big event happened this past weekend. Was I guess at the time you're, no, it'll still be like a weekend ago by the time you're listening to this. We record this on Friday, it comes out on Monday. Worlds was,
It'll be technically 2 weekends, but close enough, you know.
yeah, 2 weekends, but you all have like just come out of one.
Exactly.
So yeah. But yeah, Worlds happened in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
I went to that. I did not play in Worlds, but I went to Worlds. And I had a great time. Honestly, I was really looking forward to it because by the time that Worlds had come around, like I had said, I'd been out of town 4 weekends in a row. Like I had just started a new job in the past like month and a half, 2 months, something I can't remember at this point. And like gotten into the groove of not only that, but living in a new place. So had been playing FAB on my weekly armories when I could, but I've just been like really busy and just like, yeah, still really burnt out. So I was really looking forward to like go to Worlds and just like have a weekend that's dedicated to playing Flesh and Blood and being with my Flesh and Blood friends, because I was like, I kind of need this to just like revitalize myself in this game. And also I miss this game. Like it's usually such a big part of my life. Like it's usually like all that I do. And so to like have just come off of a period of my life where it's like I wasn't able to do this very much, and I just had been burnt out from it a bit. I was just really looking forward to like diving back in. So yeah, I went to Worlds. Took the train in. You know, I live in New York, so it was only like an hour and 15-minute train from New York to Philadelphia. So I took the train in. What did I take the train? Friday morning. Did some touristy stuff around Philadelphia during the day with my partner. Philadelphia is like a really historical city here in the States. So it's like George Washington's house and the Liberty Bell, and
Rocky.
we did kind of like, yeah, all that
Cheesesteaks.
stuff. I can't eat cheesesteaks. I didn't have any.
True.
You can't either. We're not.
No,
Yeah.
we're not the people for it.
Next to the convention hall, there was like this really famous and massive like food market though. So that was like one, super convenient throughout the weekend, and two, it was already on our list of like things to check out in Philadelphia. So we grabbed lunch there, and then we headed to the convention center Friday afternoon. Just kind of hung out, saw my friends. My partner had some cards he wanted to get signed, so he like got those signed. Looked at the merch booth. The merch booth at Worlds was like, I mean, these people, yeah, were acting like this was like the morning of like a GameStop like release. Like people were like, yeah, like the line on Thursday. I wasn't there on Thursday, but Thursday when it opened, like around the keynote and everything, I heard that line like wrapped around that massive room and went out the building. Like I heard the line was just insane, and I believe it too, because the line was, I've never seen a line like that at a Flesh and Blood event for anything. It stayed long too. I didn't get any merch over the weekend because, one, I feel like everything, I don't have any confirmation because I never made it to the front of the line, but I feel like, did they have anything in there by the end of the weekend? Like, did it sold out of everything? I don't know. There was a beautiful foil Shiana playmat that I really wanted, as well as like the alt art, like I believe it's head jab playmat. I wanted them both, but I just didn't want to deal with the merch line. And also I shouldn't have. I'd already spent enough money over the weekend. Maybe I should have done it though, because my boyfriend really wanted like the Rhinor golf promo. That wasn't.
I think that one sold out. I think.
Yeah. I think it. I know the golf shirt sold out like immediately day one Thursday.
I didn't realize people loved golf so much.
I didn't know that. I don't like. How many people? Okay, how many people in this game have actually played golf? I haven't.
I've played mini golf.
Well, I've played mini golf and I've been to like Top Golf, but I don't like golf. Like, I don't know. It just wasn't made for me.
No.
And that's okay.
Because obviously it did well.
Yeah, because obviously it did well, so that's okay. But I never made it to the merch line. We were like, let's get cards signed and let's get our merch. And then we were like, let's not get in that line ever, actually.
Yeah.
Let's just get our cards signed. So, like, got cards signed. Just kind of, like, hung out at the convention center. I feel like we did things that I just can't remember. I think we just hung out, maybe. Oh, we did play in... What was it? Oh, High Seas Sealed that night. Like, the 6 p.m. High Seas Sealed event to get the Diner Dash promo.
Yeah.
So I had to do that. It was just the dash. It was the dash.
Oh, right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I understand the sentence now.
The Diner Dash. Yeah, it was like Thursday was Diner Dash. I think
Then,
Saturday was Florian and Sunday was Prism. There was like specific events.
right.
The Diner Dash promo. I don't know what I'm going to do with mine. It's really actually really cool. I really like the colors of it, but I'm just like not a dash player. I know. Yeah, I'll do it for you. I'll send it to you. Yeah, that is what my boyfriend plays. Is a dash player. That is all that he plays. So I wasn't planning on playing that event, and then he was like, "We're playing that event. I have to get the dash promo." So
I realized I pointed to the wrong thing. I probably should have. This is why I meant to point to. I just forgot this wasn't on my wall.
The giant database. Is that one?
Yeah, that's the young hair.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on playing in that, and then he was playing in it, and everyone that we were staying with was playing in it, so everyone was playing in it. So I was like, well, I might as well play because it's High Seas Sealed, and I love High Seas Sealed.
Best limited format.
It did not treat me well that day. I say that. I think I opened like 3 Majestics for Marlin, but you know me.
If it was anyone else, they'd be like stoked. They'd be like, okay, I've got a game plan, I got power, we're good. And you were just like, I'm gonna play anything else.
It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna play this. So it's just like open, set that aside, open, set that aside. And then I was like, what does my pool look like? And it looked like trash.
Because you removed all the good cards.
Yeah, I don't know that Ranger cards are good cards. So I ended up making a really bad Puffin deck that I lost with, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I love High Seas Sealed, so
2/3 of it anyway.
Yeah. Got dinner. Then we went to DM Armada, had like a Sage event, like in the lobby of his hotel. Did not actually play Sage though, because Saturday was the calling. It was Living Legend. I'm a little bit of an idiot, and I didn't really realize the calling was Living Legend. I had it opposite, right? When I bought my tickets, I thought that the calling was CC and the Battle Hardened was Living Legend. And then I found out like a week before Worlds that I was wrong. So yeah. So my boyfriend was coming to visit ahead of time. I thought he was going to bring me a Starvo deck. There was some miscommunication. So, he showed up on Tuesday with no Starvo deck. And I was like, oh, I don't know if, like, I hate myself enough to play Kasai in LL. And the Battle Hardens are sold out. So I have no LL deck. And I have a very, gracious friend, and friend of the podcast, shout out Matan. They were like, oh, I have a Viserai deck. So I was like, yeah, give me the Viserai deck. I've never played Viserai ever in my life, ever. So I got the Viserai deck from them on Friday. And then Friday at the Sage event, I was like, I can't play Sage. I gotta learn how to play Viserai. So I sat there and played Viserai, not knowing what I was doing, against my partner while Ian, Ian from Ireland, Ian, one of the Irish, Ian, Ian was like playing in the Sage event, and he was just like, drinking a ton of beer and playing Sage and playing his games, looking at his games, and yelling out to me, like, okay, how much are they coming in for, Elaine? How many rune chants do you have? All right, they're coming in for 4. You have 8 rune chants. What's in your arsenal? You gotta, okay. All right, I think that you should block that. Like, Ian was like literally yelling at me across the room, trying to teach me Viserai and like taking in information about like my board state and what was going on in the game, trying to like take in that information and like advise me. Anyway,
It's like when chess players are playing multiple games.
It was very impressive.
Blind. Yeah.
It's very impressive. I was like, this is so hilarious, but also like so hilariously perfect, So I played some games of this with Ian's help from across the room. I did not win. I do think that Viserai into -IO and LL is a tough matchup. They were like close games, but I was quickly feeling like I could not do that by myself on Saturday without Ian yelling at me from across the room. I just like don't think I could have done it without his guidance. I also had like multiple people throughout the week and like send me little tips on playing Viserai on Friday when I was like stressed out about it. So thank you to everyone who did that. That was very cute and helpful. And yeah, on Saturday I woke up and I was like, I don't want to do this. This is not going to be fun, for me or my opponents. Like, I'm going to sit here and be like, hold on, let me read my cards. Like, and my opponent's gonna be like, this is a calling. So I remembered I have free will and I didn't have to do it. Honestly, like, if it would have been a Briar deck or a Starvo deck or an Aurora deck, like, I'd have been all in. I'd have been fine. So I don't want to take this time to like specifically shit on LL, because I know people have issues with the format. There's a lot of heroes I love in the format. Viserai is not one of them, and I just didn't feel comfortable with like 2 games of Viserai practically piloted by someone else in the room.
It's the high season, yeah.
Yeah. I just like didn't feel excited or comfortable about the prospects of playing LL with the deck that I had and the preparation that I had. So I was like, I don't have to wait. Why am I dreading this so much? I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this. I can rid my shackles right now. So I got a refund.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So nice. My problem was that if I got a refund, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do today if I refund the calling, and like, I came here to play Flesh and Blood. I want to play Flesh and Blood. That was like what was keeping me in the calling. And that morning we're getting ready. I was staying in an Airbnb with Alex, Ash and Wings. Shout out. And Alex was like, well, there's commoner events today, and I have a commoner deck if you want to I have extra commoner decks. So I was like, great, that sounds way more fun than playing in the calling. And it was, I think, because I got a refund for the calling, and then put that money right back into SCG Star City Games pocket to play commoner games. And I don't regret it at all. I had a ton of fun. I played Ira Commoner. I had like the best games ever. Everyone there was just like really on good vibes. Yeah. I met some like new people that were just hilarious that I'd love to sit and chat with. I got to play some games against this this like kid who this was his first like flesh and blood event. That was really special. We gifted each other things at the end of it. He actually like wasn't my opponent. He just had the bye, and then his opponent no-showed, and that just broke my heart, because what do you mean? Like, you came all the way to Philadelphia to play in your first flesh and blood event and you don't have any opponents. You're not even playing. So we just kind of played some games after Commoner. And that was like very special and very fun. I had so much fun doing that. And that was pretty much my Saturday, was like jamming Commoner games and just having fun, good vibes. And then Sunday, my goal for the day on Sunday, because it was one of my goals for the weekend, something I guess we also haven't talked about on this podcast, is I was out of town for every weekend of Super Slam premieres. So I have never played Super Slam Limited before. I've never played Super Slam Sealed. So that was one of my goals of the weekend. Ended up playing Super Slam Team Box Sealed on Sunday. I was playing, we were opening a box, you know, my Matan, again, shout out Matan, had like paid for all of our entry, and then they were like, you know, I paid this, if you want to keep your packs, just
pay them back.
Just like, yeah, give me money. but the deal is, you know, it's like, well, you have to give it to before you rip your first pack. Yeah. If you rip your first pack, you haven't paid, like, those are my cards. So me and my other teammate were just like, do I feel like gambling? And then when we sit down, we haven't gotten our product yet. Yeah, and I was like, I'm gambling. I'm giving you money. So I like pulled out my money out of my wallet, handed them the money cash, and I was like, I'm keeping these packs. And then I opened the cold foil and the legendary. And I was like, what? I love gambling. So that was super fun. And I played KO in that event and had a great time. I don't remember at all what my record was. I do remember, like, the last game that we played against we got, like, paired into a team, and every person on that team was in my Airbnb. Yeah. And there was, like, a bottle of Malort that, like, didn't... I think like some people took some shots of it one night, but for the most part, the bottle of Malort was more of like a meme. Like, everyone was like, oh, like, we're cracking into that Malort. Never cracked into the Malort, really. So we sit down to play, and they're like, okay, losers, like, have to take a shot of Malort. And then... That was the only game that every single one of us, we drew. We all drew. Oh god. It was like, wow, we all really didn't want to take a shot of Malort, but now I think we all have to. We didn't do that.
It's a lot closer to a double loss than it is like a double win, so I think you all should.
Yeah, but everyone, that's kind of what every outsider said. The people who play the games was like, I didn't want to lose so bad, though, that I drew. And that shows that I was really fighting for it, right? Anyway, Super Slam Seal. Played Super Slam Seal for the first time. It was interesting. It was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How did you find not having a weapon?
It was a little, I don't know. Actually, I think that even, you know, like, as a warrior player, I think that it didn't feel as bad as I thought that it would. But it did take me a little bit to like catch on to. But I think every set that you play is like that. I play KO. I think I said that.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I know the first game I got really, really beat down by a Lyeth. I played like all Lyeths. I think I played 3 Lyeths and the mirror. Yeah. Maybe I went 2-1-1. Maybe that was my record.
That's not bad.
I don't remember. Honestly though, it could have been 1-2-1.
You played 4 games.
I remember winning a game. I remember like high rolling and winning a game. I remember my draw because of the Malort, and I remember the first game because it was against a Canadian player who has like top 8 at a ProQuest or 2 that I'm blanking on the name. Not a ProQuest, a Pro Tour. He's a very good player, and I'm blanking on his name. He was on Dark Codius's team, and he really beat me. He really beat me. I was like, oh, okay, for like turn, I don't remember who went first, but I remember being like, play a hand, and then it was, his turn to play a hand, and it became very quickly evident that I was never going to play a hand again.
Lyeth was kind of like that.
Yeah, it was fun,
was it Lyeth opponent? I just assumed.
It was Lyeth, yeah.
Yeah, Lyeth
it was like
just sneakily New Horizon Azalea, but like with different art.
Every time it was like, boom, here's like 1,000,000 damage with an odd hit and confidence. I was like, okay.
It sounds a lot like here's a Lay Supreme Meditate, Azalea trigger, Dominate Arrow. Maybe that's why you struggled into it.
It was fun though. I liked the Super Slam seal. I'm glad that I did it. I guess I don't know. I feel like every opinion that I've heard about Super Slam and Super Slam sealed, I guess specifically, is like really polarizing. People are either like, this is the worst limited ever. This is the best. It's so fun. And I find myself kind of feeling a little neutral about it.
Yeah.
Which is what's confusing me, because I don't think I had very strong feelings about it like I saw from many people, but also maybe that's just the internet. I will say I enjoyed it. I had fun. I understand why the limited was not part of Worlds. That's what I would say.
Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense. Like, I'd agree as well, to be honest. I have only played the format once, I'm gonna be real. I thought it was fun, and I liked that the lack of weapon meant that, like, the games were, like, fairly fast-paced. Like, a lot of the games I played still kind of went to a natural fatigue state almost, because you're having to actually play cards to do anything. You can't just, like, pitch and attack the weapon, so you are gonna go through your deck faster. It also meant that you had to, like, actually take damage sometimes if you wanted to, like, play back into your opponent. So I thought it was really neat in that aspect. Like, it kind of forced action, which was kind of flavorful, I think, for that set. Like, that set's all about combat and being showy and doing big explosive things flavorfully, and I feel like the limited format kind of reflected that as well. It was a vast different experience than High Seas Limited, which felt a lot more technical and stuff.
I loved High Seas Limited.
Yeah, I honestly think that's my favorite limited set of all time. But I do think there was some high points in Super Slam, but I also understand A, why a lot of people didn't enjoy it, and B, yeah, it kind of makes sense why it wasn't limited format for Worlds.
Yeah, I agree. There were some, like, things as KO that I really wasn't anticipating, I guess. Like, I felt like there was a lot of reward in the deck for keeping a higher life total than your opponent, which is like not something obviously I like being at a higher life total than my opponent, but I've never had to like intentionally do that for my deck to like function to its max capacity. So that was kind of like a fun, I guess, thing that I feel like I got a little better at handling as my games went on. But aside from that, it was just fun. I don't think it was I don't think there was like that many intricacies to it. But I went to Worlds. I had fun. There was also a World stream for people who did not attend Worlds. And I didn't play in Worlds, so we didn't really talk about it. But Worlds itself was that dual format of Living Legend and CC. So what were your thoughts on that, and how was it from like a viewer experience to...
Caveat that I watched almost all of my Worlds viewing was live, which you're familiar with, but other people may not be. Which means that I was awake at 4 in the morning watching it. So it's like a little bit delulu kind of like while watching it. But I thought the format was fun. Like, I love where the CC format is right now. I'm gonna just lead off with that. I think the trio of Gravy, Verdance, and Syndra being the best decks in the format is a healthy thing. People might disagree. I don't think that these decks are so oppressive that you can't play other decks. Like, I think these decks are good, but they also leave room that you can play your, say, if we put them at A tier, right? Your B tier decks are still more than good enough to win events. Like, I can't give you numbers exactly, but I feel like there was a large variety of decks winning what was the competitive season before this? ProQuest? The ProQuest things. Yeah, there was a lot of like... Yeah. I feel like there was a fairly large variety of decks winning ProQuest there. And I think, I do think those three are the best deck. Don't get me wrong, like, if you pick one of those three, you're probably in a better position than if you weren't. But if you are a specialist, if you really love your KO or your Prism or whatever, like, you can beat those decks with like some tuning and some metagame calls if you know what you're expecting at your locals or at a bigger tournament, if you have an expectation of which one you are going to see more often. So I think the limited format is great. I think all the decks are fun. Not limited, sorry. The classic constructed format is fun. And I also enjoy Living Legend. You get to do powerful shit. Like, let's be real. The Dash.io deck is so much fun to watch. It's Kano-esque almost. I think they made the comparison on camera. But like watching those kind of decks were like, as someone who has boosted once or twice in my life, it's so cool to see those sort of interactions with the deck and like take the Dio deck in a direction that like it doesn't do in its modern equivalent in CC. Also, I was really impressed with Marlon. A lot of teams kind of came to the conclusion that Marlon was really good into these aggro decks, with the amount of disruption that she has and the ability to just draw a bunch of cards and play from Arsenal, and Hammerhead being a huge like damage bonus should you draw a lot of blues. It was a really cool deck, and again, not the angle I expected, but to be honest, I've been looking into Living Legend all that much. And when I do look into it for myself, it's just, what Prism deck can I play? So I really liked the dual format. The best of 3 format for the top 8 I thought was really cool. The rounds didn't take as long as I thought they would. Like, it didn't feel like a drag watching them, which is a good thing. And the play draw decision versus the which format are you choosing decision, I felt created some interesting tension points for the players to decide. So me personally, I'd love to see that format more explored for other big events. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought it was great. I was really happy that Ian made the top 8. Proud of him. Stroop waffles. And also one of my locals unfortunately lost the win and into top 8, but finished top 16, so I'm really proud of my local Thomas. Yeah, all in all, as a viewer and a lover of Flesh and Blood, I thought Worlds this year was a great viewing experience.
Yeah, obviously I didn't like sit down and watch a stream. I was there, but I told you before we started recording, like we had the world stream on from the minute we got into the Airbnb until we went to sleep, and then from the minute we woke up until we left the house, it was on in the living room. So I did actually watch a lot of it. As much as like I don't really love playing LL, obviously, I really did like it from a viewer experience. Like the split format, I totally agree with like everything that you said about the CC and the LL, and I also agreed with the best out of 3 in the top 8. When that was announced, people had a lot of opinions. I didn't have a lot of opinions because I'm not playing a world's top 8. Like, I'm just not that delusional. So I was like, this doesn't affect me. I don't really care. But from a viewer experience, I was like, wait, this is actually really fun. It is fun to watch. It's like fun to watch the same person pilot 2 different decks and do it really well, and it makes some interesting games. But it also, from a viewer experience, like really helps like build the narrative of the players and whatever player like you're pulling for. It makes like that dynamic so much more fun to engage in. Yeah, I really liked it actually.
Yeah. Maybe
I wouldn't like if I had to play like what is that, like 3-9, yeah, potentially like 12 games in top 8 if you were to go all the way and win.
9
That's games. 9 games, you're right. Yeah. 9 games in top 8. That sounds really tiring.
Yeah.
On your brain, but I don't have to do that. So for me personally, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we get to be here and talk about it or watch it.
Anything else to add before we move on to the keynote?
No, I think we can go back to the very start of the weekend where there was the keynote. It's a weird order that we've done this in. So obviously they announced a few different things here, and I guess we'll break them down, talk about them one by one. But things to note, there was the Silver Age announcement, giving us more information about that format in general. There was, of course, the Compendium set coming out in the near future, and that's sparked a lot of conversation. I don't know where I was going with that. And then finally we have the next Armory Deck Origins coming out. So let's go from the top. Silver Age. Have you had much of a chance to explore the format? Do you have any early thoughts about that?
I really haven't had much of a chance to explore the format. I played a lot of Commoner this weekend because it I've always like loved Commoner. When I started playing Flesh and Blood, I just really enjoyed Commoner a lot. And this weekend kind of felt like a last final hurrah with Commoner because we're moving on to Silver Age. But I'm actually really, really excited for Silver Age. I haven't played it yet, but I have been trying to make Kasai. Originally I thought that cash-in was legal, and I was like, wow, Kasai's about to be broken.
It's the right rarity, but not the right power level.
Yeah, it would be, because it would be so good.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll have to like keep playing around with her and see, because I'm not sure what like she would actually do. I'm talking old Kasai. New Kasai, obviously.
You draw a card, swing twice.
Yeah, can draw cards, do all the things. But old Kasai, like, what do you do with all the copper? I guess nothing. Yeah. However, old Kasai was like so good in Commoner, so I'm trying to like, that's me taking the cope. I'm
so glad you explained that. I'm like, what? What are you doing?
Yeah, it's me taking the copio. Because I'm like, you know, like, old Kasai was good in Commoner, she has to be good in Silver Age, but I think that she was just good in Silver Age because, like, she just had that power level, because there was nothing but commons in the game.
Yeah. And Rare's
Um,
changed things quite a bit.
I know. So I don't think so, but I really want to believe. I'm super excited about it, though. How about you? Have you explored the format?
Kind of. So, before Silver Age, there was Project Blue, which was like the precursor to it, the test run for it, in which I played in that. So I have a little bit of experience, honestly, not too much. Surprisingly, I was on Oldham during that period. And not like Oldham as you expect, but I was on an aggro Oldham list, quote unquote. More focused on getting the damage bonuses and using the Ice's disruption rather than being like a defensive list. And ultimately I died to all the Phi decks that kind of went too wide. So I haven't played the format since that point. And obviously there's a different ban list between their beta, which is Project Blue, versus Silver Age, which is the more polished. But I'm not typically known for liking the 20 life formats, with the exception of Limited. But you know, I wasn't really known as a Blitz player. And Commoner's never been my thing as a competitive format. I've played it casually with friends. Kashan at LSS loves the format and has a whole bunch of decks for Commoner, so I'll play it with him. But it'll be interesting to see. Like, with enough support, I can imagine maybe Silver Age is a format I end up enjoying, and I just haven't found the deck that I want to play yet. I don't know. If somebody has good Prism lists, let me know. But I am excited for how much people seem to like it. You know, again, I'm the kind of person that recognizes when something isn't for me, and that's okay. But Silver Age does seem like it's for the people, for a lot of people, and they love it. So I'm really happy for them, and that it's a successful format in that respect. But speaking of for the people, I guess.
I was waiting for the segue. You said for the people, and I was like, here it comes.
There's an interesting take on how the format's going to shape up, and it's not necessarily one that I would have expected or knew about until this morning when you pointed it out to me. There is a community vote in terms of how cards or heroes. Let me double check that real quick.
I think it's heroes.
Yeah, it's hero legality. Okay, so it looks like so far the banning, like the literal ban list, is still going to be LSS run, and that's a good thing. But we're gonna get a voting system that happens fairly regularly. I think you told me it was monthly, but I can't confirm that anywhere.
I didn't claim that.
Okay. I think I heard that it was monthly from you, despite you not saying that, and that was in my head. That is not the case, though. I imagined that. Okay, but there is going to be a banning vote about the heroes instead of a living legend kind of replacement thing. And that seems like a hot take that I haven't heard anyone talk about until now. Yeah. What?
Yeah, it seems insane to me. Like, I'm an idiot, and and I also am spiteful, and like, I'm checking Ranger. I'm really curious to know how this is gonna go. I'm actually, you know, I say I'm gonna hate vote Ranger. Don't put that on record, because I don't know. That's just a joke. I'll try and be responsible. Maybe. Me every time I say I'm not gonna draft Ocilio. No, I respect Ranger players. I want you to enjoy your hero. I'd be sad if Kasai got nerfed immediately. Although I do think Ranger is going to be a lot better in this format than Kasai, but that's a side tangent that I have nothing but vibes to justify. As far as the community voting, I'm really curious exactly one, like, logistically how that will work. But two, what? So when we start community voting, like, is there gonna be a vote before? I just like, yeah, I'd like to know the frequency of it. I'd like to know if we vote before we have it competitively, or if we vote after every competitive cycle. And I'm curious to know, when we vote on heroes, how many heroes? Does the hero have to like reach a threshold of votes, and then we just accidentally ban 10 heroes, or is it like 1 to 3 heroes get banned? Can we also vote to bring a hero back?
I imagine it might be something like a percentage vote, maybe. Like, if a hero gets to a certain percentage of voting, then it will get the hit. Rather than, like, here's a threshold that the heroes need to hit to vote. If that makes sense.
Right, so it'll be like the most voted on hero.
Yeah, or I guess it could be, like, heroes above, say, like, 20% on, like, the ban thing.
So when
Wait,
we
actually,
vote,
I don't know.
how many heroes can we vote for? Because if you can vote for a limited amount of heroes, then you could still have like multiple heroes reach that percentage.
Yeah, this is now like a... These are questions I didn't ask myself going into this, and I'm even less sure about this. Golly. Yeah, people tend to have a lot of takes on the internet. And, yeah, there's definitely a lot of, like, immediate overreaction to things. Like, we see it every time in Classic Constructed, for example. As soon as something gets banned or rotated out or something, there's always a new deck that comes up, and then immediately there's calls for bans, and I think that's maybe a bit too excessive, and I'm kind of worried that might end up being the case here. Like, you know, it's good to be vocal, don't get me wrong. Big proponent of speaking your mind, and standing up for what you believe in, but ultimately, at least in my point of view regarding this, I don't get paid to make these decisions. I'm not a professional in making these decisions. Why are you putting the faith in people like me to make these decisions? And by people like me, I mean the player base, right? Like, but then on the opposite side of the coin, the people that are in charge of this and the voting system do get paid to do this, and probably do have more information than I have, and maybe everything's okay, and I'm just being a person on the internet overreacting to news.
Yeah, I would say that there are people I trust to make this decision.
Mm-hmm.
I am not one of them. And no offense, neither are you, listeners. No, I'm joking. To
at least 98% of you. Like, no offense, we're not
but...
capable. Please don't unsubscribe.
I'm joking, but only to some of you.
Yeah, you specifically, you're good, but everyone else, oh.
Yeah, you, if you're listening, you're good. I trust you. No, no, I don't know. Like, we'll see how it goes. I love to troll, and I know that you do too.
I've never trolled in my life.
No, I'm talking to the listeners. If you thought I was talking to you when I said you do too, then I am talking to you, and that's who I don't trust. Anyway, we'll see. I have a lot of unanswered questions about it that I need answers for. Mm-hmm. And honestly, even with the answers, I still am unsure. I think it's just one of those things. I'll have to see how it goes. I think it's a fun idea.
Yeah.
But it seems very apparent that they want Silver Age to have a place in the competitive scene. Mm-hmm. And so that's what makes me hesitant about it. Yeah. But I'm super excited for Silver Age. I know that you said 20 live formats are not your thing.
Not my thing.
I did love Blitz, but I totally understand why it's not people's thing. However, I was arguing this with people over the weekend that Silver Age and Commoner, the power level of the cards and the decks, but mainly the power level of the cards, that make up the decks, they actually allow you to play 20 life games that go to second cycle in a way that like Blitz did not with the Majestics, because it's just so easy to just like OTK with the power level of the cards in Sage and Commoner. Like that's not really an issue, and you can hit your second cycle and have more of like these pitch stack strategic games, just scaled down from CC. So I do think that this is just like objectively a much better format to put into the competitive scene than Blitz ever was. And I'm excited about it for that reason.
Yeah, I definitely agree this is a better format than Blitz as a competitive format, based on my experiences with both formats. And there was a period of time I even enjoyed Blitz. That sounds too harsh. I did enjoy Blitz, like, as Ira back in the day, earlier in the Blitz format. But yeah, like the lower power level means that there's going to be hopefully less explosiveness. I did still die to a Fi in 3 turns, despite blocking with my whole hand every turn. Beside the point. Outside of that,
well,
there's still...
ban him. Vote to ban him.
True!
Yeah.
I can do that!
You can do
I have
that.
the power. And so do you. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, I do agree this is a healthier format to have than Blitz as a competitive format. Like, Blitz was kind of getting too out of hand, too powerful with what you could do. And this definitely lowers the cap.
Yeah.
But then conversely comes my other problem for me personally. Not with the format, but with the fact that I like the Majestics. I think they're cool.
Okay, this also...
I want to play my Arclight Sentinels.
This offers some affordability, which
100%,
is accessibility, which we love here at Pitch Perfect. So I like that aspect of it too, but I understand that, like, who doesn't love a max rarity deck? And Majestics, they're good. They're Majestics for a reason. They're good cards.
Yeah.
I will still play them.
I will 100% agree with you with accessibility though. Like, that is a great point. It's fantastic. If what they said about the pre-constructed decks is true, how the expectation is to be able to just pick them up and take them not just to an armory, but to like a relatively high level event and be able to play with them. Like, if that's true, that's great. That's so good. And
honestly, that's really good, and I love, like, I totally agree. I love that point. If that is true, then it's like even better, especially since this will be a competitive format. But honestly, even if the pre-constructed decks are... Whoa, sorry. There's like a giant fuzz floating right in front of my eyes that distracted me. Even if the pre-constructed decks are like too much for you, like you just don't have the money to pay for that and entry into an event, Silver Age is like, it's just commons and rares. Like, I could give someone a Silver Age deck for free right now and like not even like blink about it, because I have so much bulk sitting in my closet. People, it almost pains me to say, but people like throw away commons and rares all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you go to events, any event that is using sealed product, and they're just like walk around. There's so many commons and rares just like trashed, sitting on the table waiting to be thrown away, already in the trash can. So, and if you pull up to your local scene, I could almost guarantee you someone is like willing to give you a Silver Age deck. So I love like that it's accessible from a price standpoint, off the shelves, but also that no offense, as much as I love to help out the community, I would never give someone a deck for free that had legendaries and majestics in it. Like, it's not happening. No, I'll give you a deck that is probably a common and rares deck and let you fill in the missing pieces. But for Sage, you don't have to do that. It'll be
just give them the whole deck.
Yeah. You just take the deck, and then it's competitively viable. And I love that.
Exactly.
So, super cool.
Very much so. Very much looking forward to that. speaking of cards for Silver Age, though, the Compendium set. You know, obviously there's some super exciting reprints at higher rarities, and we've now seen a few of them. And also the Antiquities packs. We can get onto that. But this set was designed for Silver Age as well. Like, the timing of this set isn't a coincidence. They're reprinting a whole bunch of... Are they reprinting the commons and uncommons? They're making new rares and commons for the set. I know that much. And that's just another way to kind of push the format, get some new cards into it without it affecting like limited formats. This set is intended to support every hero. I don't know if that's every with a caveat or every with an exclamation mark. One of the two.
It's what do you mean?
I don't know if it's like it's got cards that every hero can use or cards that are intended for every hero.
Oh, if you mean like every hero can use, or if like you get, or if this is really a Shiana set, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the intent of the set, outside of reprinting the cool cards, is Silver Age. That's like another aspect. Like, if you are new to the game and you need to get a bunch of these staples anyway for your classic constructor decks, you're gonna start to be able to pick up some of these older, potentially, commons and uncommons for Silver Age, or just get new cards for Silver Age as well. So, you know, it's cool that there's a set dedicated to supporting Silver Age without affecting your classic constructor too much.
Yeah, there are some things about this compendium that I don't super enjoy. One, this is strictly a supplementary set, so, well, yes, that too. But this is strictly a supplementary set, so there is no limited format with it. Kind of a big bummer, in my opinion. And I don't really have a problem with supplementary sets. We've done them before. I liked them, you know. Blood on Our Hands came from Everfest.
Everfest? Yeah.
I think so. I believe so. Because I always think it's Kasai, but then I remember I think it's just Blood on Our Hands, and that really made Kasai.
Yeah.
But supplementary sets, I don't really have a problem with them. My problem with it for Compendium is that it's coming off of the back of Super Slam, which was a limited set, but as we discussed, like, not a limited set that we saw that was like good enough, or I don't want to say good enough, but that was designed
like competitive
to be played.
Appropriate.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't competitive appropriate. So the fact that like we didn't have a competitive appropriate limited set, and now we have a no limited set, it's just kind of like disappointing as a limited lover. I probably wouldn't even have that complaint if this came off of the back of High Seas.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, which you pointed out earlier, boxes are $150 USD. We just talked about 2 seconds ago about how Silver Age is so great because it's accessible from a price standpoint, and these boxes are very expensive.
Like 60% more expensive, roughly?
Yeah. That being said, apparently it will have really good pool rates, and we are getting reprints like you talked about of like staple cards. I'm sure they'll also have like new really good cards and the antiquity packs, and every card in the set appears that seems like this set is made to be super playable in competitive formats. So I guess maybe there's some trade-off there, but it's really expensive. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of money. I hope, I guess, that the set is the kind of, like, we've seen reprint sets in the past. If we look at History Pack 1, for example, that, you know, for a lot of established players was already kind of underwhelming and stuff, and still had like the same hit rates to get like the powerful cards you need, and that set was also massive, so it was like difficult to get like specific cards you needed. So I'm hoping this pool of cards is smaller, and with a higher price point, I kind of hope / expect that there's a bit more of a guarantee kind of thing. Like, we've seen that in Super Slam there was supers and what felt like every pack. I know it's not true. I kind of felt that way, to the point where, you know, despite that, rather, it kind of still felt nice opening super rares. It kind of gave you a better experience than opening like your double rare foil common pack kind of thing. So I'm kind of hoping they can kind of increase the amount of rarity cards you can get. Like, if it was, say, something like you got a Majestic in every pack, because the packs are more expensive, and like we assume there are more Majestics in the set than normal. Actually, do they have a breakdown for the set?
No, I was gonna mention that when, yeah, I was gonna mention that before we moved on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't have a breakdown of how many of each rarity exists, do they?
No, and I think that is one of the... I think how many of each rarity exists is one of the things that will kind of make or break my feelings on this. As well as much as I think the reprints are needed in the market today and very valuable, I hope this isn't like History Pack and it's just like... I'm really curious to know the ratio of reprints to new cards.
Oh, I can actually tell you. Oh, not that.
Oh.
But... Huh. Okay, there's 5 commons in a pack.
Okay.
There's 3 rare or higher in a pack. And then 1 cold foil per pack. Sorry, 1 rainbow foil per pack.
Oh.
And then there's 1 cold foil per 8 pack. So like on average 3 per box. There's also 80 equipment. 50 of which are Silver Age legal.
80
Which means
equipment?
that... yeah. Which means that there's more than 80. Which means that there's roughly 30 equipment that isn't Silver Age legal.
But it doesn't have a breakdown of legendaries. Is there no legendaries?
There's 23 Marvels, 8 Legendaries, 59 Majestics, 124 Rares, and 142 Commons. It doesn't tell you how frequently we're going to get Rares higher than Rare per pack. It just says that you're guaranteed at least 3 Rare or higher.
In a box?
In a pack.
In a pack. At least 3 Rare or higher. So that's only 1 more than we currently get.
Yeah. In theory, you could get 2 Rares, a Foil, Majestic, and a Majestic, or you can get 2 Rares, a Foil, Majestic, and a Marvel, in theory. I think that's the highest. The highest you can actually get is a Cold Foil, a Rare, a Foil, Majestic, and a Marvel. If you get that pack, shout out. I manifested that for you. But it doesn't say how frequently the Legendaries and Marvels appear.
We'll see. It'll just be one of those things, like with the community vote fans. We'll see. You also just reminded me of one thing I want to complain about.
No.
With my experience opening Super Slam for the first time in this limited, because I'll be honest, I didn't buy a box of Super Slam. I've opened packs in Armory. I've picked it up, but it didn't have anything that I really needed to buy for seal product reasons.
No Kasai cards.
No, there is a really good Kasai card, but I wasn't going to buy a bunch of boxes chasing that when I could just buy the cards. But I don't like how the chase card was just on the front.
Oh, yeah.
Up in the pack, I was like, what? Oh, okay, this is a really good card that's super cool and exciting, but also I was
doesn't build the tension. It
doesn't build the tension. I guess if you open the pack and then flipped it, and you could do an exciting thing, but I kind of had forgotten that they did that pack placement, so I didn't do that. And then I was like, oh, what? This is a cool foil. What the heck is it doing right here?
So it got, I don't know how many people pay attention to their pack opening style or whatever. It got even more obnoxious for me, because if I'm opening a lot of packs, instead of tearing open the pack, I just cut open the top, right?
Right.
And the number of times I would open the pack and then look inside the pack and see the reflection of the front card and the reflection of the booster pack and be like, It's the token. Okay.
I think. See, and that's the thing is, I think also like it's mainly for me. Like I have a habit in the way that I open packs because it's like, I open it and then I like flip it and then look through and then I like to pull up the bottom and like do a whole like fun reveal thing for myself. So it's not even that I hate the idea of the chase card being in the front. Like it's not even that. The problem is that this is the only set that the chase card is in the front. So it throws off my pack opening routine. Like if every single set ever the chase card was in the front, that's fine. Because I would have had a routine developed.
True.
Yeah.
I also just realized my story might not make sense to a bunch of people because in North America you have the paper packs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the non-paper packs have a silver lining on the inside, so I can see the reflection of whatever's in the front of the pack.
And when you said that, I did think, like, I didn't realize the paper was that shiny. But then I kind of just was like, that's just a misstep on my end.
No.
But that makes more sense. That doesn't.
Yeah. No, our packs are reflective on the inside because they're not made of paper.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I wish we had the paper packs. They're more satisfying to open, and they're better for the environment.
I love every time someone gives me a plastic pack, I feel like I've never opened a pack before in my life because I cannot. I just like sit there and struggle, and then I'm like, I'm about to just like, I can't get this open. I gotta run it under hot water or something. Like, what the heck? So
I need a big, strong man to open my pack for me.
Yeah, like, please, I can't get it. It's like trying to open a jar. Like, I just lose all strength ever. I just like the paper packs. I can't do the plastic.
If there was anyone I'd ever trust to open a jar for me, it would be you. I feel like you have countless hours of experience opening pickle jars, surely.
Yeah. No, I can do it. It. I am good at it.
You would help me? Thank you. I need it.
Yeah.
And then, finally, another potentially contentious take is the Antiquity Pack. Now, from what I understand, there's some very good cards in there. I don't expect to see like draft chaff kind of things that we did in the gold packs that made the gold packs kind of like, oof. But they do come with a contentious border. Some people love it, or some people like it. And a lot of people think it looks kind of cartoony, for better or worse.
Are you one of those people?
I do think it looks kind of cartoony. I'm not
better?
sure whether I'm in the better or worse camp. Well, I don't think it's better. I think it's either different or worse. I do think some of them are fun. I think they're fun. They kind of stray too far away from like flesh and blood aesthetic for my liking, normally. I'm not entirely sure actually. Every time I look at them I change my mind. And at the moment I'm on a vibes kind of. I'm vibing with it at the moment.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't really get that criticism. Like I can understand if like you just don't like it, if it's not your thing, but I don't think that they look cartoony, and I don't think that they like don't match the aesthetic of Flesh and Blood. I was a lot of people were playing Riftbound this weekend, and that is a card game I do not like the aesthetic of.
That's not valid.
So looking at those cards and then looking at this, I feel back at home. I couldn't see this on a Riftbound card, and that brings me comfort.
I mean, that's true. As someone who also plays Riftbound,
the like only thing I think is off of them is like the little red middle gem.
Yeah.
Not the hugest fan of that. If it was just a straight line, I wouldn't blink twice at this, honestly.
I kind of like the middle gem. It makes it feel like it's a little treasure kind of thing, right? Like it makes it feel dainty and ornate. What I do like, I don't necessarily like the top border. I think that's my biggest issue. But what I do like about that top border is like the scroll effect it has on the name plate. Like it feels very fantasy to me, which is what Flesh and Blood is. It's like general fantasy aesthetic.
Right.
So I think it really fits into that respect. The pitch color strip being curved throws me off a little bit, but not so much.
It feels like regal to me.
Yeah, it feels very... I don't want to say, like... I don't know what I want to say, actually. But it does. It feels very, like, blowing trumpets. Somebody going to ride out... Victor going to ride out on his horse with his... his wares. Not his wares, his treasures. I don't know.
Victor riding on the horse or Victor running through a pasture?
It's just two horses standing on top of each other having a great time.
Can I say also this Eye of Ophidia art? I saw it, I immediately thought of Fiddler's Green.
It is very Fiddler's Green, yeah.
It's very Fiddler's Green. I like all this art, you know, I like it, and I'm gonna be honest, like, I think that maybe that is just I like to enjoy things. I'm just someone who just likes to enjoy things in life. I'm not a hater. Aside from Ranger, I really am just like not someone. I'm just not a hater. That's just not part of who I am. So I find it hard to dislike these.
Yeah, they're definitely a lot more bright and fun, which is, you know, a lot of Flesh and Blood cards are very serious in tone and dark in tone, you know. So it's kind of nice that this is the opposite. Like, if we compare this Balance of Justice, which is more bright, vibrant, compared to the, like, stern, broody woman in power sitting on a chair. I think that's what the art is.
Yeah,
this one definitely comes off a lot more bright and fun, and like that's not a bad thing. Like, and Flesh and Blood does do bright and fun. Like, we look at a lot of like the Aria based sets mainly, like Everfest, Rosetta, Tales of Aria. Like they're all like bright and colorful and festive. There's obviously some exceptions, but like the general vibe of that set is very bright and colorful. So like it can definitely be done within context of the game. Yeah.
I think the Balance of Justice is the only one from the ones that we've seen that looks like a little bit more cartoony than to me. The Fiendel is just kind of like what Yossified, right?
Yeah.
Fiendel, which whatever.
It's for some people.
Yeah, it's for some people. She still looks great. Looks like she's having fun.
Yeah.
As long as like can't hate on a girl having fun.
No.
I don't know.
Not on this channel. If you're here and you're doing that, you're gone.
I heard of if you're here and you're doing that, goodbye.
We don't handle women here.
We don't know. Never. Especially like never ever. But girl having fun, like I would never say anything bad about that. So she looks like she's having fun.
Yeah.
I heard a theory someone shared with me that they believe that like Compendium is in the lore a bit of a farewell to Wraith and will be hitting the high seas again to go to another continent in the world of Wraith. Which I kind of like. I think that's kind of a fun idea to play with. I don't know if I believe it, but I kind of would be interested in going somewhere new. I also think it'd be hilarious. That would mean we kind of just like didn't really go to the Savage Lands. We just left. Too savage.
I don't necessarily think it's going to be a we're leaving Wraith forever kind of thing. I think it'd be cool if like this is the gateway to explore a new world. But obviously there's a whole bunch of loose ends that still need to be tied in this set. Like we need closure for the Monarch saga, right? Like I don't think that story's tied up yet.
I don't think so.
Like kind of introduced Arya into that as well. Like there's the Avengers between Solana and Arya against the Monastery. And we know nothing about the Savage Lands in terms of, well, maybe not nothing. We know very little comparatively about the Savage Lands compared to everything else. Like, there's still like that fox lady thing that both Carolina and Max have cosplayed as.
Fiendel's fighting spirit.
Yeah. Like, what kind of hero is that? And then we have Amplifying Arrow, which is like a ranger that feels not like the other rangers. Like, where are they from? We have the shamanic brutes that like do all the look at the top X cards of your deck. And then you got my tokens for that. Which is a very different brute aesthetic. Where do they come from? Are they also in the Savage Lands? Are they somewhere else? Just a whole bunch of like stories that could be finished or tied up still in Wraith or explored in Wraith. So I would hope that this isn't the end of Wraith. But I do like the idea of going to other places.
There's a lot of like warrior cards that also like hit towards metrics that we haven't really like explored much. Obviously Blade Runner, but I also feel like Valiant Thrust kind of does, the one with the pink hair. Even though that's like a light warrior card, I still feel like that girl looks very metric to me.
That's just Mara as a warrior.
That's just Mara as a warrior. So I don't know, but I also think that we can explore other areas of the world without and come back to Wraith to pick up some of these stories. If I'm being honest, though, instead of going to another continent, I'd love to go to like the Shadow Realm of sorts, just because I'm still holding out for a Shadow warrior that is dual axe welding. But
this could still happen in Monarch 3 whenever Monarch 3 happens.
It can.
Imagine if like they take over Dorinthia or something, or like they take over Boltyn.
Well,
if you want them to hold axes.
Well, I was imagining someone much different looking than either of those two, but I could be down for it.
Like, this is wild, baseless theory crafting, but his wife is dead. They could bring his wife back, and that could be enough to sway him, especially if they like kill his child, and then they reanimate her as well, and that could be enough to sway him to the dark side.
Yeah, I want her. I want Boltyn to be in battle, and then his dead wife, taken over by evil spirits, come out looking like a badass, holding 2 axes, like possessed by something, and she's like, just like walking down 2 axes. There's smoke all around. She just looks really shadowy and dark and purple, and she's like clearly taken over by this dark spirit, and she's like coming to kill her husband, and then Boltyn sees her and he's like, that's my wife, I could never hurt her. And then he's like fighting her. She's like fully possessed, trying to kill him, like blah blah blah, swinging these axes, and he's like just blocking because he can't attack her because he loves her. And then,
even though she's dead, even though this is like not actually her, quote unquote, he still sees her.
Yeah, but then he has the moment of like, I can let her kill me and we can be together forever. And now
or
we
he's
have
like
2 shadow warriors.
There's also like the cliche, he has to make the decision of like defeating this evil spirit that's posing as his wife, even though she's dead, versus protecting his city, and then he ends up doing the good guy route because he also seems like generic face. Oh, sorry, he seems like generic good guy. Like he has the energy about him. He's like the can do no wrong, will never fault kind of guy, which would be boring comparatively to him being like, my badass wife's over there. What am I doing?
What am I doing on this light side? Look at her. Yeah. She's so badass and hot now. Well, yeah, she was always hot, but this is cool.
I haven't seen her since she was a stained glass window, like, come on.
Yeah, like, come on. This is doing something for me. Anyway.
Horny Boltyn. We want horny Boltyn.
We've gone on a tangent. We've been recording too long. And now we're just talking about Boltyn's love life with his dead wife.
Yeah. Well, we
If
could
you've
speak
made
about
it this far,
we could speak about another warrior real quick.
there is a new warrior. That is the last thing we have to talk about.
Yeah.
Then we're
Hala
done.
is not Boltyn's dead wife, but she is a warrior. She has an armory deck, and if I'm gonna be real, we're gonna just try and make this quick. If I'm gonna be real, her hero card does not excite me. In terms of its raw power level that we can perceive, I should specify. Like, I do think there's angles that this deck is going to take that makes this deck more interesting. At least I hope. Kind of things where you get rewarded for having +1 counter specifically, whether it's a discount on your reactions or it can only play if you have a counter on these kind of things, or maybe even like a majestic level card that makes you not lose counters as long as you've hit this turn, kind of like an inverse, or I guess that's not inverse, that's exactly Dawnblade's text. But that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh.
Because like as
When
things
they were
stand,
like,
I'm not inspired.
warrior. I was like, whoa, my god, warrior, new warrior. Ah, I'm so excited. And then I read this Hala card, and like +3 for a +1 counter that goes away at the end of the turn. I guess like the only thing is that you can it's an action with go again. That you can activate this multiple times, right? No, you can't because it's tap. So you'd have to untap her to do it twice. So no, I'm
It's
not
like
really.
theoretically, but not easily.
If you could easily untap her, and if she had a way to make Vigors, this could be good. That's a lot of hoops to jump through.
Yeah. I mean, like, we can take solace in the fact that Jarl, despite not being a top tier deck, is an interesting, unique, and powerful enough hero that you can take it to your armory or tournaments and be fine in your decision, you know? You can take your Jarl to your pro quest if you really want. Arguably, it was maybe even fine into like a center metagame. Tangent.
People were playing it at Worlds. Very good
Exactly.
top players were.
Exactly. So that gives me a little bit of hope for this Armory deck Origins to have some sort of power level to it. Just at the moment with what we've seen, being the hero card, I'm not feeling inspired by it yet. But I do hope that we will see more of a reason to kind of do this. And like, I know that some of my locals at the very least have speculated on ideas other than what I mentioned about kind of +1 counters matters kind of synergies. I just can't remember what they suggested.
I think a lot will depend on what the weapon is for Hala. And regardless, I am excited to see what cards are in this armory deck. What kind of warrior support we're getting. Warrior support always excites me. I feel traumatized. This took a turn.
Well, you see, my wife died ages ago, and
And then
now
she came
she's
back.
a badass zombie.
No, I guess why I said that is because when High Seas was announced, that obviously was not a warrior set, but it was a gold set, and I was like, I'm gonna get so much gold support for my little baby Kasai. And then all we got was Riches, which I don't own because it costs $1,000.
Yeah.
And so I'm scared to get excited for warrior support from this, because as it stands right now, I want to learn Hala and try Hala out, but I'm not like, I don't think that she's going to be like my new warrior that I'm playing.
No.
From first impressions. So I'm a little bit. So when I see warrior on a card, my mind just goes to like, ooh, good for Kasai. So I'm scared to get excited that this will be good for Kasai.
Yeah. So far, I haven't been disproven. But I feel like every warrior is a different class. Which sounds ridiculous. But there's like very little crossover between what each warrior hero does, except for
Yeah.
Kasai and Kasai New. But that's obviously, they're both Kasai.
Even
like-
then, not really though.
You can force blood in our hands into the new Kasai.
Force it.
That's the extent. You're gonna make copper tokens incidentally somehow, right? Because you're gonna play Spoils of War regardless. That card's fine.
That's just because it's a good card.
Exactly. So you can force it there, but like and like the two Dorinthias are similar enough, but like the new Dorinthia didn't really get support anyway. But like each warrior hero feels like a different class, and so it wouldn't surprise me if this also feels like a different class in that respect.
Yeah, it's a little. I definitely relate and understand what you're saying. It's a little disappointing that it is that way, but at the same time, like, we're sitting here talking about how they should make a badass shadow dual wielding warrior, dual axe wielding warrior. So, like, I guess in a way, we as players are asking for the warriors to be different classes. So. Whatever.
And this is why you shouldn't let us vote on which heroes to ban in Silver Age, because we can't make our minds up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on that note, I think that's probably a fine place to wrap it up for this week.
Yep.
Do you have any?
So.
Do you
Just
have
like
any?
we've been recording for a year.
Yeah, it's been about a year since we recorded though, so we had a fair bit to catch up on, but it's been very pleasant, very nice. Great to hang out with you again.
Yeah, I missed this.
Do we have any last notes? Anything you want to leave on?
I don't think so. This
Okay.
episode will come out on Monday. Oh, well, I guess.
This episode
we
will
don't
come
have
out
to-
today.
Yeah, I guess if
When
you're
you're
listening to
watching
this, it's come out, so that announcement is unimportant. It's been a while since we did this.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on our socials. You can find Elaine at.
I am eHamontree on all of the socials. eHamontree, like bacon on bush, pork on shrubbery. Just 3 words, pretty simple. And where can the people find you, Kiki?
You can find me on Bluesky at kikibird.bsky.social. You can find me on Twitter at kiki_LA93 at nope, not at bsky. At kiki_LA93. And then, of course, you can find us here on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you find your podcasts. Don't forget to follow us as well on both at RainbowXPitch. .bsky.social for the appropriate website. Join the Discord if you like. And did we have any listener questions? Did anyone respond?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I feel like we've talked so much. Let's see.
This was really a bit too late. We should have looked at this beforehand.
We should have looked at this beforehand before we've recorded before we've been on this call for 2 hours.
Doesn't look like it though.
Okay,
No,
we're
okay.
safe.
Yeah. So if
Thank
you listen to us,
listeners, for
Yeah.
not asking any questions this week.
but ask next time. Get ahead of the game. Get those questions ready. We'll be somewhat prepared for them maybe. But until then, thank you all for being with us here once again. It was beautiful to have you here. We miss you. And we will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye.